mentorship students made $90,000 in her first year, and the reason why it's so significant is because like she was previously making about 65,000 a year in corporate America, so she's able to surpass what she was making, and she did it all from working for herself. So I want to kind of talk about two main skill sets that will allow you to be able to have success as you're going. Now, also, if you've been watching my videos, maybe you want some help starting or growing your accounting or bookkeeping business, like maybe just not quite going the way which you wanted or you planned when you first started, and you want to be able to go and have the fastest, most certain path towards making your goals a reality, go ahead and click the link inside of the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of our training programs. So let's dive into this thing. So if you're watching this thing live, I'm going to ask you a couple of things. So number one, if you're watching this thing live, go ahead and type in hashtag team live. So I know you're with me. I can make it slightly more interactive. If you're watching this thing on the replay, type in hashtag team replay. I'll be sure to send you a gift as well. Now, the reason why I'm asking you guys to do these comments, these codes, is just so it can be spread out to more people. I'm not charging you for this information. I don't hold anything back. So one way you can say like thank you is by supporting me and helping me grow by sharing the video and like liking the video or commenting on it. Okay, so let's go into this thing. So two main skills we need to have. Okay, sales, and we're gonna have referral partnerships. Now, I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you already understand how to do accounting and bookkeeping. If you don't know how to do that, like we can teach you that inside of our programs. That's something like we've been doing for a pretty good amount of time. But I'm going to assume for this conversation that you already have those like prerequisite skills. So the reason why these two skill sets are so important is because they're the only skill sets that are directly related to how much money you make. Now, there is another skill set that can help you make more money, which is actually doing the work, because then you get referrals and you actually like raise the price. But in order for you to get your first set of clients, sales and marketing is going to be key. So there are four components to sales. It's close rate, sales cycles, price point control, as well as cash flow control. I'm going to go through each one of these four, and this is stuff that really helps our students be able to grow a lot faster. So one reason why the student was able to go and get to $90,000 in her first year in business was because her close rate was about 65%. That means out of 10 people that come with her, between 6 and 7 people sign up for working with her. Now, the reason why it's so significant is because the better you get at your consultation calls and the higher the percentage of the people that you speak to sign up with you, the less marketing you have to do. The problem that most people have is like they think they need to do a million, like a lot of marketing. So like posting every day, they're like, going inside of Facebook groups and waiting for people to kind of like say they're looking for help, or they're on like Craigslist or Thumbtack, all these different things that are so marketing focused. But when they actually get the person on the consultation call, they can't close a barn door and no one says yes. So they end up needing to do like 5, 10, 15, 20 consultation calls just to get a handful of clients. And you just spent all that time, all that money, all that energy on marketing, where if you just got good at sales and consultation calls, you wouldn't need to do so much work, right? Just don't blow the calls you already have. Success in these professional services business is not what everyone thinks it is. It doesn't necessarily take a lot of like fast moving parts. You have to be very, very precise, and just don't let your mind kind of trick you into thinking that things are a lot harder and more complicated than what it is. Now, if you don't have a great way to actually like do your consultation calls, like you don't know how to communicate value, you can't build a connection, you don't know how to ask the right question, you are bad at objection handling, probably should learn how to do that stuff. And like we do teach that inside of our program. We give you scripts, we give objection handling routines, we let you do practice calls to other students. We just make sure you understand how to do your consultation calls to the best of your ability, right? So that's close rate. Get that close rate up. You're going to need a lot less calls, and people will be willing to pay you more money. Awesome. I saw someone just commented hashtag team live. So grateful for you. Really good to see you. Now, the second thing is sales cycles. So when I say a sales cycle, that is the amount of time it takes from when a person first hears about you to when they have signed their contract and put in the first, monthly payment. Okay. For some people, a sales cycle can be 1 day. For some people, a sales cycle can be 3 years. The longest that I've gone before someone ended up working with me, it was about, I think, 3.5, maybe even 4 years that I've been talking to someone before they ended up working. That was the longest time. Knock on wood, I don't have to do a lot of 8-year sales cycles or 4-year sales cycles anymore. That's just annoying after a while. Now, sales is really about having someone have complete clarity into why they should work with you, and if the time is should be now to go now. Where a lot of people struggle and why a lot of people have like a bad close rate or sign up rate, like we talked about step number one, is that they don't really understand how to get someone to feel urgency or feel clarity as to why they need to move forward and why they need to move forward now. But the better you get at sales, the easier it is for people to make better quality decisions a lot faster because you're providing better information, you're providing more value, you're getting people to actually respect why they should work with you, and they're willing to pay you better quality price points, right? So the better you get at sales, the shorter your sales cycles are. A good average you should shoot for is about 2 to 3 months, right? So it means on average, it takes you about 2 to 3 months for every single client to end up working with you. If you can do that, if you can get it down to about like a week, that's generally gonna be really, really good. So, for example, one of my students, the one we're talking about, her name is Audrey, right? So for her, on average, from when she does her consultation calls to when the person is doing their onboarding calls, that means they've paid, they've signed her engagement letter, and then the onboarding call is about 1 week. Now that is really good. Most people it takes them like 6 months to a year where you talk to someone, they don't actually want to work with you, right? And that's because like maybe your sales skills are just not very great. But as you get better and better, you're going to condense down that time. Imagine if every person that signed up with you, as soon as you gave them the invoice, they paid within like 5 days. Like, how much different would your business be, right? Now, I'm assuming that you have leads. If you don't have leads, we're going to talk about them in a second. But just assuming that let's say you get as many leads you want. If you can close up, like how much faster would you be able to grow your business? That's why a lot of people are doing really well in our programs. It's not that we're getting a million leads. It's just that we're just doing the simple stuff better than everybody else. Next thing is price point control. Okay, so one aspect of sales is that when you say a price that's maybe higher than average, you do not let them talk you down into giving them discounts. The reason why it's a part of sales, because again, like the better you get at this and the higher you can charge, the less clients you need. The less clients you need, the less consultation calls you have to do, and the less marketing you need to do in order to get consultation calls. So it's all about really simplifying your business. So the better we get at like charging the right prices, and again, you do that by talking about the value and getting them to see why it's a problem. Understand like what have they paid their other bookkeepers or accountants in the past? What is their budget kind of accounting for? How much more budget could they have if they actually hit their goals by using your service? When you're able to do that, and then you can convey like inside of your presentation of your value, like how working with you is going to be able to get them to their goals, which we've already covered, that will tell them, that they're going to make more money, they'll be able to have a better bottom line, you're going to have more money to pay you. The more they can understand like you're going to help them do that, the more likely they are to actually be wanting and willing to pay you a higher amount. The problem when people have like trouble getting a higher amount is that people don't really understand, number one, why they should work with you, and they don't even know how much money they have, like that they actually have in profits. They're afraid that they're not making any money, right? Even though they might be making $1 million a year, they're afraid because they don't know, and that's why they need your help, right? So if you can't communicate that clearly, they're not going to think they should pay you a high price point. That's why they're always nickeling and diming you. The fourth aspect of it is cash flow control. So when I say cash flow control, it's like how much cash do you collect on day number one versus throughout the relationship. So when you're newer, you want to collect as 100% of your cash on day one. Like you want to try. I'm not saying you're going to be able to, right? Because again, it's a sales skill. Most times, like they might make you have to get it at the end of the year. Maybe they might say, like, let's say it's a cleanup, for example. Our students, on average, will collect about 80% of their cleanups on day number one. Whereas when I was first getting started, I got 0% up front. And I was like, I had to like cross my fingers that by the time I finished the cleanup, the person didn't like run away or disappear or not pay me. I didn't know how to get it because like when I would ask, okay, so yeah, so the cleanup is this much money. Like, okay, so we generally take this much for deposit up front. Oh, I don't want to pay you that up front. What? I didn't know how to like combat that. So I was just happy like someone would even say yes. So I would literally just like wait till after I got the cleanup, and then like they would pay me at the end. Like they would put down like a little bit of deposit, like $100 deposit, just because I was always able to like get them to like negotiate for. But then at the end, like I would get paid, right? But it's like there was that chance that maybe you didn't get paid, right? But the better you get at sales, the closer you get to like 100%, right? And it just makes it easier for you to run your business. Now, as you get closer, like, $10,000, $15,000 a month, you might want to like get them to pay you more in like installments. So you have more monthly cash flow every single month rather than getting these giant spikes and then going back to like your baseline, right? Because like the longer in business, the more you want consistency and stability. So by having more of like these, $500 a month, 750, 1,000, $2,000 a month kind of payments, the easier it is for you to kind of run your lifestyle and to run your life while still putting a significant amount of money away in the bank. Cool. It's going to be about marketing. Okay, so when I talk about marketing, I'm talking about getting referral partnerships using social media platforms. Now, a lot of people are trying to go directly after clients, and we do teach inside of our program. The way I like to do it, which is a little bit more, it's more time efficient, is by learning how to utilize the social media platforms to be able to get partners with people who already have your ideal clients already in the palm of their hands, right? So the main focus is 10 and 40, okay? 10 and 40 times 2. So you want to be able to go and get enough communication with potential referral partners so that you can go and have 10 to 40 referral partnership meetings over the course of a year. Now, are you going to need 40? No, you're not going to need that many, but that's kind of the number I shoot for in order to make sure that the law of statistics and large numbers are in my favor. Now, when you have that, you're generally expecting to get about 10 referral partners that are going to send you 1 to 4 consultation calls over the course of the year. So someone might send you 1 a quarter, some might send you like 1 a year, some might send you like 4 a month. It just kind of depends. But I'm shooting on average, the average referral partner gives you 1 to 4. That's what I'm shooting for, right? So if you multiply by 10 of those referral partners, you get 10 to 40 consultation calls, right? So 10 and 40 and then 10 and 40, right? So it's 10 and 40 times 2. And the reason why that's important is because remember, if you're closing between 50 to 75%, if you get worst case scenario, let's say you close 50% of 10 consultation calls, that's 5 clients. If your lowest price point is $500 per month, that's already $2,500 per month you just added to your monthly revenue. Let's say that you get 50% of 40. That's already 20 clients. At $500 a month, that is $10,000 a month, right? And again, $500 is your lowest price point. That's not to say you get a client for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a month to even make that easier for you to reach your goal. So if you just focus on that, so get good at sales, and then just make sure that you have a really good understanding of like your partnership numbers and getting your partners, right? Along with partnerships, like I like using LinkedIn because you can do a lot more research on your partner, like how long have they been in business? When you go through their like LinkedIn friend list, do they have a pretty good amount of professional services? Do they have a good amount of like reviews on their profile? If they have a good amount of reviews, you know they have clients that have been saying thank you for the service. It actually makes things so much easier. You also can see kind of like what do they like? Do they have specific hobbies? Do they have specific things? Do they talk about certain topics on their profiles? Right? What do you guys have any jobs in common? Do you guys have any professional organizations in common? Are you guys alumni of the same university? Like you can just really study the person and then go out of that. Literally, just go find 40 people that are willing to do a partnership consultation call with you, and you can basically tell them about like what you're looking for, who's your ideal client, what industries do you want to work with, what industries do you like working with. It just makes things so much easier. And then your marketing is easy too, because then when the leads come into you, it's on autopilot because all you have to do is just talk to a couple of referral partners and they're going to keep sending you more and more and more leads. And that's just in year number 1, right? What if they keep sending you 1 to 4 leads every single year for like the next like 5 years? That's between 5 to about, what is it? 1 to 4, 5 times 4, 20. 1 to 20 potential referral partners, okay? I'm sorry, 5 to 20. That's on average 2 to 10 people that are going to work with you. And if you have 10 people that are like that, your business is going to grow. There's no reason why your business won't grow if you can do the right things and if you get the right stuff in place, right? That's why we are so passionate about our mentorship program. Because if you're able to go and install this playbook inside of your business, then growing your business becomes more of a statistical process rather than just like, you just kind of hope that it works out. You hope that you find the right business owner. You can literally structurally create the business and create the marketing and network that you want if you do it in a very, very tactical way. We teach that inside of our program. If you want some help growing your business and like maybe it's just not quite growing the way that you wanted, like maybe you've been trying for maybe like a month, a year, a decade, doesn't matter. Right? We had a person join our program who's been, trying to grow their business, for 40 years, right? And they're trying to get like the bookkeeping side of the business off the ground because they're amazing at tax. Like they've done a lot of money in taxes, right? Now they're trying to get the monthly services off. If you want some help doing this, right? And it's just not going the way that you had planned, go ahead and click the link inside the description, book a call with myself or a member of my team, see if we can help you inside of our program. Okay, it's not for everybody. We only accept about 10 people per month, right? Because I wanted to make sure it's like hands-on. I didn't want it to be so big that I can never know your name, know your face, know what you're going through. Okay, so if you want some help, click the link, book the call. I will see you on the other side. Take it easy.